Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of this Let's Play series. On the last episode, we kind of had the whole city going to meltdown over some sewage. So the first thing I'm going to do is jump in and fix that. Now, my understanding is I just need to add an extra sewage outlet, which I will put down in this corner next to the other one I've got. I'll try and put it in this little gap here to minimise the amount of... I'm just going to pause the game actually. Just to minimise the amount of pollution. I'm hoping... just connect that up. I'm hoping that by putting it in this little cove area, it will minimise the sewage flowing downstream. That might be a silly thing to say because it wouldn't matter in that little tiny area, but you never know. So we've placed the extra sewage pipe down and connected it up. Let's see if this corrects the city. And it does. We have a lot of complaints here. I'm slightly worried that this city is going to suffer because I've built all the industry up here, upwind of all of the residential areas. So I'm likely going to run into some trouble here. But I'll deal with that when it comes to it. High rent. I'm unsure on how we deal with high rent at the moment. I don't know if that's because I've built the high rent. The medium density areas are not low rent housing. For example, if I just pause here, we have low rent housing specifically. And I'm not sure what these people are justifying paying high rent is, because we have schools, there's colleges, there's access to healthcare, everything is there that they need, so I don't know why it's an issue that these places have high rent but the ones in this area do not have high rent. So I'm just going to ignore that for now. And if people move out, they move out. As you can see by the demand tab, we are starting to rise in everything, which is great. However, I want to place high density housing over in this section, which is going to be our main city, but I haven't unlocked it yet. I need to hit milestone 8, which is in just over a quarter milestones. So I need to earn some XP. The issue with getting the XP is I'm going to have to build out some of the other areas a little bit more. I've just seen that the power line is not connected to this network. Let's just pause that a second because I wasn't aware that I needed to connect a power line to this as well. Let's connect it to that. And we will press... oh, we don't need to press play. Okay, that's something I missed. I didn't connect that up before. Now I have, which has earned me a little bit of XP, and hopefully it's going to turn my money around, which, looking at that, I'm going to pause again. I am hemorrhaging money there. I don't know what I'm spending the money on, but that's incredible. I'm going to keep playing the game because the electric export was meant to actually counteract my expenses, and for some reason it's not. So service upkeep is the main issue. What I'm going to do I'm going to reduce the budget to 90%. Water and sewage, I've already reduced the budget. I'm going to do that to 84% and bring the service fee up to 120%. Healthcare, I'll leave that it is. Garbage management, I'm going to bring down to 90. Education, I'm going to bring down to 90. Fire and rescue. And police. Just to see if I can... So I've reduced that by about 300,000, which is okay for now. I'm not too worried about a small gap like that because we can turn that around. Obviously, once all these people start moving out and complaining, that's not going to happen. So we need to figure out how we're going to do this, because I don't want to start building this city area until I've unlocked the milestone. So what I might do is place another signature building which I've got, which I was thinking about putting this in the city on the waterfront here. We'll put it right there. I know there's going to be no traffic or people coming around here because there's no reason to, but I don't think it matters. I don't think anything is going to impact these signature buildings at the moment. Let's see if we've got any more to place. So we've placed all the signature buildings we can get. The thing is, I want to avoid placing things that are going to cost to upkeep, because we're losing money. I'm going to find myself getting into oh, there's an aeroplane flying across. You can actually click on that, but I didn't pause the game. So I'm thinking about redoing this area up here. These roads that stick in to this area, just because if we look at the pollution, the air pollution is starting to spill into this area, and I'm thinking it's now a bad idea if we start adding more residential into where this air pollution is going to carry, even though it's already reaching the edges of this section and it's already covered this section and they're complaining there. There's nothing I can do about that at the moment, so the best thing to do is to leave these areas and maybe just have it blank. I could put a school there or a university at some point. Instead, I think we're going to have to build out some extra housing in here because we have a demand. I'm going to put some low density housing in. And we'll put some low rent housing there. And again, same there. We also have demand for some commercial, which I'm not too keen on putting commercial here, but I'll put one maybe on the edge. Let's do a block of 5 by 5, and then we'll do the same on that street there, just to satisfy some of the demand. I really don't want too much commercial in this section, because then I'll start getting complaints of not enough customers, and it just goes on and on with the issues. We do have demand for some offices as well, which I might place. I think I've got a little gap inside there. Let's place some in the middle of this. Just fill this area out. Brings the demand down. Hopefully we bring some more citizens in, we get some more XP. I haven't actually looked yet, and I'm just going to click on this to see how you get XP. I'm going to assume it's from these. Let's just have a look through these. Transport lines, hailstorm, zero emissions, experience all the natural disasters. I don't think I want those to come in yet. 5 signature buildings, I'm 1 short of those. Calling the shots, have 5 city policies active simultaneously. Create 10 different districts, I haven't got the size for that yet. Have at least 1,000 citizens and an average happiness rating of 75%. What is my happiness rating? I don't see it there, I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure if these are directly related to XP, because some of them like use the editor to make a map. That would be a different map to this one, so I don't think it applies to this map. But have at least 1,000 citizens and an average happiness rating of 25%. Surely my happiness rating is above 25%. I need to look into that, because here, let's see if we can find it in this section. Obviously the population is well over that. This is the happiness tab, but it doesn't give me a percentage. But I would assume that because I'm near the top part of it, it's got to be over 25%. That's very interesting. That I'm not sure again how the logic works behind these. These are just achievements though. They might not be related to what XP you get. I am going to spend a development point because I think that might help. If I unlock roundabouts, for example, unlocked. I was hoping that would give me some XP, but it doesn't. And milestones, so let's come off this tab again. So, we're just gonna, we've got some buildings constructed down here. The commercial is building again. I'm going to add another commercial, I think, over in this section. Let's just place one here and one here, just to try and bring that demand down a little bit. But the problem is I'm going to have too much in this area. I'm going to destroy these roads because first of all they don't look good, and second of all I don't know what we're going to do about this section and the pollution that's coming in, because I do have some demand for industry as well. Let's see if we can upgrade any of the buildings. I don't want to start increasing expenditure because again we're already losing money, and I feel like I'm hitting a point now where I'm going to get stuck and can't progress any further in the game. A lot of the buildings haven't been unlocked yet. I could add another firehouse, but that's 300 XP. Again though, it's 18,000 a month, but I do need another firehouse. That's the problem. Emergency shelter. That's a ridiculous amount of money a month. 813,000. We won't be building that anytime soon. I'm thinking about having a fire station up this end. Although, again, the fire hazard everywhere is low. But why is that? Because this forestry area, the fire hazard should be red. Because it's obviously, unless the only thing I can think of is the weather. Once we get into summer, that might be when the fire hazard increases, depending on the temperature. So we'll keep an eye on that. The happiness and the population increases are bringing the XP up. I don't want to just sit here and watch and wait for the XP. I don't feel like we can build any further in terms of housing, although I could add some down in this section up here. I'm trying to think of the best place to put some low density housing, but I think I'm going to put it in these areas here. So let's drag these across. I know the demand's pretty big for these at the moment. And I've just accidentally removed that building. That's what you get for not zooming in. I'll just pause quickly. I'm going to have to delete that now and rechange the zoning. I wish there was a warning that the game provided when that happens. If you accidentally hover over another zoning tile, like it comes up and says, are you sure you want to remove the commercial zone or whatever zone you've gone over, because obviously anyone can accidentally remove a zone. And if I accidentally just slipped and put this over the whole map, which is very unlikely, but it could happen, I would remove every single building that's been constructed. There might be a setting somewhere that can turn that on. I'm not sure. Maybe someone will tell me that if that's the case. But let's just see what the people are saying here. People complain about the internet, pollution, businesses promoting themselves. So there's still a few complaints coming in, but that's okay. So this section is pretty much complete. I feel like it's very contained and it looks like it's almost like a prison section. But I think it works. We've got, I'm going to bring a roundabout into this section because I don't like when the roads join diagonally. I don't think these sections look very good. So if we just go to the roundabouts tab, and I have actually unlocked the different sizes now, which I don't think I need. I could put a larger one here actually. Let's do that. I'm going to put the larger roundabout, which looks ridiculous. What is this? Why? I don't know whether that's a texture problem, whether that's because of the road, but look at the state of this. There are steps in the road. The cars don't seem to mind, but there are steps, and then this roundabout just does not go in a circle. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty bad, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to put a 4-lane road off of this section. I just need to turn snapping off. We bring this down here. I'm not gonna connect it yet. And it's telling me invalid shape. So it physically won't let me build because of this road. I don't know. Let's delete this. I've had a lot of issues with these roads and I don't think they're very good the way they've been. I mean, look at that. What's happening here? This has to be a bug within the game because there's no way that can happen. I've just lost the roundabout now. I can't place the roundabout without a road, so let's put the road down again. I'm going to turn snapping on for this one. Right. Road there. Let's put the roundabout in, which is fine. I think the way this is moving, I don't know whether it's on a hill or what. I don't understand. Let's just bring this up and see what it does. I know it's not straight, but that joins on quite nicely. I know I haven't changed that road type. That's a 2-lane road. I had the wrong one selected. Let's upgrade this. Right, now it looks better. I don't know why I had to go through all of that just to get this road connected, but oh well. And I've just accidentally done that the wrong way around, so that's brilliant. Really good, really well done. Let's do that again. Connect it onto here. So the idea, I've got the 4-lane road, and I'm just going to bring the extra one that I spoke about off before I forget. I might need to turn snapping off here because it's trying to connect to the road opposite, which isn't going to work. There we go. What I want to do is maybe bring a large road coming from this roundabout all the way down here and then across to the city section, whether it goes underground or whether it goes overground, but I think it's worth having it as an option. As far as this goes, I might turn it into a bridge. I'm not going to decide on this yet because this will either go underground as a tunnel or it will be a bridge over all of this section. And we've still got a huge demand for low density residential, which I was going to place over here, but I might do it here instead. Let's place some in these sections. I don't want them too close. Let's go for that. I'm okay with these houses being so close to the main road. Although they might not be, I am. We'll see how they get on. I don't want to do it on this side because the air pollution, if I just double check that, the air pollution is sweeping this corner of the, as you can see by the complaints of everybody. I would like to know if there's any ways of blocking the air pollution or treating it or anything, but I haven't seen anything yet. There might be something I can unlock later, like a purification centre or something I haven't seen in the advancement tree. Let's have a look quickly. Development. There's nothing in there. Yeah, I don't think there is anything to treat air pollution. We're just going to have to try and be strategic where I place industry going forward. So now I've fixed this roundabout section, I'm going to carry on with the 2-lane roads in this section, just so we can keep. I just got to think how I want these roads to play out. I think we'll bring this road, just trying to see through all these marks. I think I'm going to make this into a that wasn't the idea. I'm not sure why the game does that with these roads. I want to make it into a, not cul-de-sac, but almost like a cul-de-sac. Do I have it join onto the same road or do I have it stop? Let's try that. The only issue now, this road here is not going to work. Let's carry on building some of these. I have one road going off there. Just need to make sure these are connected somehow. I want to have mini cul-de-sacs going all around this area in different shapes. I don't want any going too close to the school. Let's bring this one. Thinking we'll connect it that way. Let's go that way instead. And then this one, actually going to connect to the bottom there. And then we can also have one that joins onto this road. I'm going to make that a small roundabout there, which is going to look really bad. No, that looks okay. We'll keep that there. So the idea of this section is just to be residential, only residential. We've got a college area there. I just need to bring this around further. Bring this round to connect with that. And then I'm going to leave it like that for now. It looks like a huge squiggle of mess. I might connect one of these roads up to the main road, which I actually think's quite important, but I'll wait for that for now. So I'm going to start placing low density housing in. Or do we put medium density? I think low density is a good idea here. I think just given the situation, we're trying to go for the small, nice housing. So let's place some of these in here. And obviously I'm doing this the hard way by not using the fill tool. I don't want any on the main road, only on the outsides of these streets. So we'll leave that as the first little neighbourhood developing. We have hit 8,000 population, still losing money. And for some reason I'm losing more money than I did at the start of this episode. I have more people coming in, more people paying taxes. I've reduced the services and I'm losing more money for some reason, which I'm not very happy about. I'm going to bring the budget of the roads down to 70%. This is interesting. Right, so we're still slowly growing up towards the XP tree. I haven't hit milestone 7 yet. I'm just going to see what rewards we get for milestone 7. Not very much, which is a shame because I need milestone 8 to hurry up. We have the not enough customers complaint again, which is just ridiculous. I still don't understand why that is. I'm not sure whether to put some commercial down in this section. I do want to keep it residential, but I have a feeling that we need to have 1 or 2 commercial buildings. But where do I put them? I'm thinking I put them somewhere near this area. Maybe if I put one here. I'm going to have that row only as commercial. There's a lot of traffic. Or are they parked cars? Let's just check the district tool here because I want to make sure people are paying to park their cars. I'm going to do the same to this district as well. I'll create a separate one, but just to bring in a bit of extra cash before we lose all our money. The demand for low density is not changing. I'm just going to speed up the game slightly just to see these houses get built. Still not going down, so I'm going to build some more. I'm going to try not to rush and build thousands of houses before we've had a chance to see what's happening here. Let's place them in this area. I think we'll leave a gap there. Population's increasing quickly, which is good because that brings extra XP in. Some of these areas here, I don't like the L shape. I don't know whether it's best to leave these 4 here and just create a 3x3 like that, which I've already done it now, but I'm not sure what the best thing to do, whether to just fill the block and let the game do it, or see what they've built here. I like the look of this. Some people might say they all look the same, do different size houses, but I like the way it looks like a new development neighbourhood. Somebody's come in and built 50 of the same houses and it's a brand new neighbourhood and everyone's moved in, which is pretty much what I'm doing, constructing a new neighbourhood. So I think that actually looks quite good. In the back here, I'm going to, not now because my money's running down it every minute I play this, but I'm going to place trees all around the back of these houses and it's going to be almost a gated community. Not actually a gated community because I'm going to make some different ones of those, but that sort of vibe, that's what we're going for here. I'm going to go back to the fill tool and get some of these areas built upon. We might get some noise complaints from here, and I also have to upgrade the road, which I'm going to do now quickly because that's going to interfere otherwise. Now we're going to struggle to get the right alignment. Let me turn the snapping on. The snapping just does not work unless I've got the wrong setting on, but look at that. It should snap in line with the... I'm going to turn a couple of these off and see. So that one gives me freedom. That one jumps to the existing. And that's the contour lines. So yeah, I think there's something wrong with that. So I have to use snapping off, and I have to guess almost when this is in line, which I think it's there. But if I get it wrong, we end up with gaps in the road and issues. just a pain. I think by now they should have fixed things like this. Unless it's me. I don't think this is me misunderstanding what I'm doing, but I think if it's not, those errors need to be resolved. Let's bring this back to a 2 road, and I'm going to connect this road back up to there. And for no reason whatsoever, this house is now abandoned for invalid shape. For no reason, because I put a road here. Why would it do that? I'll tell you what, I'm going to delete that. And then it's rebuilding itself. Another issue, another bug. It's not a major one, so we'll just get on with that. The demand for my residential is just not changing. And it's low density demand, and that's what I'm building. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to put low density in every aspect of this. This little close as well. I'm going to put them at the back of here. And in here. Now we've brought it down by half. So it's going to look a bit odd because we've obviously got this area which is really built up and just full of complaints constantly. We've got this area which is full of low density. It was the very first neighbourhood as such we built. And then when you come over to this section, we're going to have the city. And these roads are going to become grids and sections all over and connect via bridges. But I think it would be nice to have this opposite the city, which I might not actually put a bridge across there, because if I keep this as low density, you don't really have a bridge going from your main city into a low density cul-de-sac suburb area. That's not really how it works. So I might make a connection over this way on the main road, bring a highway in, or from the middle here somewhere, but I don't want to create a huge bridge for no reason. We'll see how that progresses. My demand's gone up again for low density. I really don't understand what's happening. Let's have a look. I might place some more. I'm undecided where to put these actually. I want to keep the main road as it is. The school, I need room to expand either side. Maybe I might put a commercial in somewhere. Let's put a small little commercial shop there and just see how it does. I'd just be curious to know if that starts complaining that there's no customers like these areas are for some reason. Now when I first read about the electricity, like this one here saying we've got so much electricity we're selling it to neighbours. When I first read about that, I was under the impression that you actually make a lot of money from doing it. However, I'm still losing a lot of money. I've got all my taxes. Taxes were at a higher level, but I had to reduce them back. I'm tempted to actually raise them again. I'm going to raise taxes to 12%. Just to bring in a little bit of extra cash. It's not going to do much, but we'll just change it for the meantime. But I've reduced the taxes. All my services are reduced by 20-30%. I've got no loans. The main thing I'm paying out for is service upkeeps. And it's a lot of money. but there has to be a point where I can cover those service upkeeps, because otherwise I'm going to run out of money. And I'm unsure what's actually taking these what's actually taking the money from these services, because I've only got, what's this here, the high school, we've got the elementary school over here, a cemetery, a hospital, all basic stuff, but I haven't expanded anything, I haven't upgraded, I haven't got parks, I haven't got transport. So I'm thinking, how am I going to afford to actually build out this city if it carries on this way? So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to carry on building out down this way. I'm just going to put an extra road in here. Just so we can add 3 or 4 extra houses. Makes all the difference. I need the fill tool again. I'll just bring that down. We've unlocked a signature building, Theatre Actor Mansion. And interestingly, I am actually going to place that in this area. Let's go to the signature building. I might place it on the edge here. I'm going to place it right there. And there we go. Next milestone, finally. 1,600,000, which I desperately need. We've got 7 development points and 9 zone tiles to purchase. We didn't unlock much stuff here. Loan limits increased, ore mining and gated community, which I was just talking about a minute ago. It doesn't affect city services and it just increases the well-being of the residents. So the next step is Big Town, which I need to hit to start unlocking the high density housing, oil drilling, and then we can start building out the main city. So let's have a look quickly at the ore mining. Required resources, ore. Now I do have ore, but let's go back to that tab. I'm just going to turn all of this off just so I can see the ore deposit only, which is actually already on. So I could expand the tiles over here and build an ore mining facility, or I could do it up in this area. I'm thinking this area might be, it exceeds city limits. Let's see how much. We're probably going to have to purchase at least 2 tiles to get to that. 3 tiles, 105,000. Ore deposits, 640 tons. I don't know whether it's going to be worth it. However, I'm going to do it anyway because I can. So, I'm just going to pause the game quickly. I'm going to get the gravel road and we're going to try and create I want to create a sort of curved looking road rather than a straight. I'm actually going to come off of this section. Let's see, double check where this ore deposit is. It's here. So I've placed that down. I didn't even check the upkeep. It doesn't look like there is upkeep on these buildings, which is a first because they want to try and rinse the money wherever they can. drag that way. And where is the entrance to this? Bring that up that way. And then I'll bring a little curved road round. And we will curve this back down to connect to that road. This might be a silly idea because it's so far out of the way, I don't actually know what effects this is going to have. I don't know if you can change the zoning area on this. Let's have a look. Area tool. Oh, you can. That's perfect. Overlapping items, so you can't build across the roads. I thought you could. Oh well. We'll drag this out as much as we can. And we'll make this go all the way down here. Trying to cover every area possible for this. I don't actually know how these nodes affect what's being harvested as such. I don't know whether me extending this is actually doing anything, whether it's going to make a difference. Let's bring this up a bit, bring that down, and then we'll bring this out further. Bring this in here. I might have to toggle snapping off actually, and then I could bring this corner in maybe. That'll do. And then we will bring this section down to here. This one round to the very edge. And finally, we'll bring this down a bit further. And this one up. We'll bring this down actually a little bit more. Just on the edge of the road. I want this to be right on the edge just to make it look a little bit neater, and for some reason this node won't let me conform to the corners. That's fine. Let's just come out of this tab. We have a very large area there that's being mined. I don't think it looks very nice, but it's not there to look nice, it's there to do a job. We'll just check the production of ore. Hopefully we can boost that up a little bit more. So we've hit the next milestone. We've built out another residential area and unlocked some more tile points to spend, which I'm going to do in the next one. In the next episode, sorry. I might build a little residential area down here, even though we have industry again. I'll see how I feel about that. We'll figure figure out what to do. But for now, I'm going to leave this one where it is, and in the next one I'm going to really push to hit milestone 8, and then I can start building the city finally. So if you do like this series, please drop a like and subscribe, leave any comments if you want to see anything different, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.